Okay, today guys, I'm going to show you how to make this Lucky Charms cheesecake, and I just came back from my bake sale and I completely sold out of them, and it was really good. The crust, you can see all the colors. I really actually loved this one and the design. It was really good. So to start with, I'm taking a 10-inch Springform pan, and I'm taking the bottom, as you can see, and measuring a piece of parchment paper a little bit bigger than it, and then I'm going to snap the top into place, and you see it creates like an airtight seal, and it's just like perfect. It's like so amazing. And then just cut all the excess off from around the cheesecake pan and set that aside. Now we're going to take 3.5 cups of Lucky Charms, and I'm just going to process that. You don't want it to be super fine. You want there to still be chunks, or the cereal will get soggy. And after grinding it up, it should measure out exactly 2 cups. And then to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar and 1 stick or half a cup of melted butter, and just stir that in. Now I'm going to separate this mixture into 4 different bowls so we can color them. I use turquoise, pink, blue, and green. No, turquoise, pink, yellow, and green. And just mix that all up. I loved how bright and colorful this was. I really did. Anyways, you're going to take each color and kind of marble it on the bottom of your cheesecake pan, like so. And then I'm just using something round and flat to flatten out the cheesecake crust, as well as bring it up about 1/2 inch on the sides. And you can see it's just so beautiful to me. Like, I love all the colors. Then you're going to bake this at 350 for about 12 to 15 minutes, and then put it in the fridge until we need it. For the cheesecake filling, you're going to need 5 sticks of Philadelphia cream cheese, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, the zest of 1 lemon, and the juice of 1/4 of a lemon, 1 tablespoon of flour, 5 eggs, and 1/4 cup of sour cream. To start with, you're going to take some really soft cream cheese. You want to let it sit out for like 8 hours so it can get really soft. And you're going to mix that at a low speed. Make sure to do it at a low speed, because if you do it at a high speed, you're going to incorporate a lot of air into your batter, which is going to cause cracks. So mix everything at a low speed. Now I'm going to just scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl and turn it back on to mix. This can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. You just want it to be really soft. After your cream cheese is light and fluffy, slowly add in your 1.5 cups of sugar, followed by your vanilla, lemon juice and lemon zest, and finally your sour cream, and continue mixing until everything is smooth. You can see how smooth and creamy everything is. That's why you want to make sure all your ingredients are at room temperature, and again, mix everything at a low speed. Now you're going to add in your eggs one at a time. And after you add your 3rd egg, you're going to stop the mixer and scrape down the sides of the bowl. And the reason we're beating at a low speed is because if you beat at a high speed, what's going to happen is when you bake your cheesecake, all the air is going to like pop, and it's going to cause cracks in the top of your cheesecake. So mix everything low and slow. Now we're going to take our flour and just sift that in. And then I turned it to a high speed for like 4 seconds here. And that's it. You can see it's super creamy and silky. There's no lumps. That's perfect. Now that crust, after it's cooled, you see it's perfect. It's firm. We're just going to pour the cheesecake inside. And then you usually bake your cheesecake in something called a water bath, but I don't have a pan that's big enough to fit the cheesecake inside of. So what I did is I took a pan and I filled it with water, and I placed it in the bottom rack of, bang your cheesecake a couple times. But I took a pan with some water, put it in the bottom of the oven, and then I put the cheesecake on top to create like a steam bath, and I baked it for I don't time it, I just kind of jiggle it, and I can tell by the jiggliness if it's done or not. Do about 55 minutes. And this is after I baked it. I let it sit in the refrigerator for 8 hours, and I removed it from the Springform pan. You can see that the bottom was completely clean because of the parchment paper hack. Now I'm just cutting it into slices. 1 10-inch for me. I get 8-inch. I get 8 servings. And now I'm just cutting each one into the wedge. And now this is just some melted white chocolate that I colored yellow, turquoise, and pink, and I'm just kind of like doing a crazy drizzle on top. And I loved how it came out. This is exactly how I planned for it to come out, and it looks perfect. It's just melted white chocolate. Make sure you color your white chocolate with oil-based food coloring or chocolate food coloring. Don't use gel or liquid. And I just kind of went over and did a couple layers. And you can use whipped cream for this part if you want, but whipped cream after like an hour, it kind of dissolves. And I didn't want it to dissolve. I want it to like stay like this. So I just use Swiss meringue buttercream to pipe around. And Swiss meringue is very similar to whipped cream. It's light and fluffy. Now I'm just placing some of the marshmallows from the Lucky Charms cereal on top. And then it just didn't look complete, so I also placed like the wheat part and then some actual mini marshmallows to complete the look. And this is how it turned out. This is exactly how it turned out in my head. But anyways, if there was anything you didn't understand, because I'm not really good at explaining, I'll make sure to write everything out in the comments below or the description box below, along with measurement and everything. So if I didn't explain it good enough, then you can read it down there. And it was so good. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video recipe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to show you how to make, and I'll see you in my next one.
There is strength in flights, challenge in sights, check. Whatever form that takes, I'm getting. Good. We often not take responsibility for our actions. Glove in the wrong hands, shut it down, stop manufacturing. You chose to do that. If we sign this, we surrender our right to choose. But this panel sends us somewhere we don't